guys, it's your girl AFM Stories and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys know, on this channel I create content on scholarships, student lifestyle, career, and most especially tips on winning the popular Chevening scholarship, which I won. On today's video, as you already know from the title, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to get a very high score on your Chevening leadership essay. Now, why is this video worded like this? Because the point is, a lot of people know how to write their leadership examples. A lot of people have leadership examples. A lot of people have a story they want to tell. A lot of people actually know how to, communicate their ideas. But what would differentiate you from the highly competitive pool is how well you're able to position your essay in a way that you get a really high score, because it's really about the scores and you want to be able to impress whoever is reading your essays. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys tips and tricks on how you can do this. So before we go into the video, please hit the subscribe button, please like this video, it helps me to grow, and the point is to grow. And as we go further in this video, you can drop a comment to let me know if you have any questions or if you are enjoying this video, because I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So let's get right into the video. So first, getting a high score in the Chevening leadership essay, it's very important that you even understand what leadership is and you understand what the question is asking you for. And then in understanding the question, you now know how best to even give your answer to the question. So basically, the question is asking you how you're a leader and an influencer. So a lot of people forget the influencing part and focus on just the leadership part. In that question, my advice for you is to demonstrate how you're both a leader and how you're also an influencer. I'm going to be talking about how you can demonstrate both in this video. In doing these two things in the way that I'm going to tell you would really increase your chances. So let's get right into it. So what is leadership? Leadership is not just about having an organization, though that's an example of leadership. Leadership is basically you seeing a problem and solving it. So whether you did that individually or whether you did that with a team. Now, for the Chevening leadership essay, the best way to get a higher score is if you led a group of people. So I'm sure you have multiple examples. When you're picking out your examples, pick examples that show that you not just solve the problem by yourself, but you're able to influence other people to join you to solve the problem, and you led them from idea to, getting it done. Now, in terms of narrating, this example, don't just say, oh, okay, as the head of the student group in my school, I led a group of people to solve this. No, you have to tell a story. So you have to start from the problem. You have to sell the problem to them. So if let's say you led a group of students to pass well in WAEC or whatever examination is in your country. Let's say that's what your leadership example is. You led a group of your classmates to maybe tutor some underprivileged children and they had high rates of success. You start from the problem. You say, in whatever the year is, so in 2020, I discovered that a couple of children from this particular community. Be specific about the names of every single thing you're saying. Never say I led a group of people in a particular community. You have to be specific about who the people you led are, both the team members as well as the solution you're trying to solve. So basically, you have to talk about that fact. So you have to be specific about the name of the community that you're trying to solve. So basically, I noticed a couple of people in the Makoko community had been failing this particular exam. Based on my skill sets, I did very well in this exam, and I didn't want these people, because of their circumstance, to be disadvantaged. And so I decided to set up a committee, or in my organization, I spoke to my boss about the need for us to do that, and then I was put in charge of doing it. So there are multiple examples, yeah? One example is you set up an organization and you brought people on board. It's always better to say you did something and brought other people on board, because it also even sets the precedence for even your networking and your other examples. So talk about the fact that you brought people on board. Pick examples that you brought people on board. That increases your chances, because it shows both your leadership and influencing skills. So maybe you were able to influence your boss to take up that project. So that shows how good you are at influencing. Or you set up an organization to do that project. Or you did a campaign on social media that made people to maybe subscribe to that project. Or you saw organizations that have been doing that and to help them to increase their reach or get funding. Can you say that there are multiple ways of talking about your leadership examples, and all of these different examples are leadership examples. But how best can you really increase your chances? So you need to show how you influence people, but then you also need to show the results of this. So don't just say, oh, and most of the students passed. That's not going to work. You have to say, oh, this percentage of students passed. But you need to also be realistic. Saying things like all the students passed is very unrealistic, except that happened and except you can back it up. But it's always good to show practical results, because you don't want to come off as a liar. So say, oh, this percentage of students passed. And this is the part that a lot of people miss out, because many people talk about the STAR approach and stop at the first R, but there's another R called reflection. So after these students passed, I noticed that this percentage of students did not pass, and I learned from the experience, and I'm currently in the process of improving on this and doing this better. So basically, I learned from the experience, and in the process of it, I learned how to do it better. And I'm currently working on 2.0. So that also shows, you also need to show continuity in your examples and even relation. Now, this is another point I want to make. When picking your examples, think about what you're talking about in your career plan and in your school. I feel like examples, or I believe and I'm convinced, because even from speaking to the program officer, you need to check out the video on my channel. I have an interview with the Chevening program officer. From consuming all the content on the Chevening website, I'm going to put down some links. And from my experience, and from talking to scholars, what really increases your chances is when everything connects together. So don't just try to show, oh, I have this and that. Try to pick examples that connect to an identity. So let's say you're passionate about environment, kind of show how you've been doing work in the environmental space. Let's say you're passionate about tech, show how you've been a leader in the tech space. The only reason why you should deviate from this is maybe you don't really have that many examples, but in your reflection, show how you've learned from it and you intend to apply it in whatever industry that you want to go into. Well, everything you're doing in that entire application needs to show a connection to your career plan. That is very important. For your application to be deemed as outstanding, you must come together as a person. So yeah, so that's for the arrangement and the need for a reflection. Now for the influencing, for you to be able to show how you've been an influencer, think about how you've changed the mind of somebody. So for example, maybe your boss as well, when you're giving that example, maybe they don't really work on projects like that. Show how you did some research, how you came together, how you were able to help the boss to change their mind and then inform your project as well. Also, if you did it as the owner of an organization, were you able to get sponsors and partners to fund you? Were you able to get public support? That's an example of influencing. So you need to show how you were a leader, so how you led a group of people to solve a problem, and then show your lessons from that problem, but also show how you're an influencer, how you're able to get people to support you to get that problem done. If you have these both two sides, you're going to be good to go. But beyond this, also try to, in your choice of examples, choose examples that are more recent. So a lot of people focus more on their academic examples, the examples when they were in school. But think about your examples post-school, your professional career. Like that is, because obviously they want you to have 2 years experience. So what were you doing in those 2 years? Are you saying that you stopped your leadership in uni? A lot of people make the mistake of focusing on just their uni experience, But because a lot of people do this, what will make you stand out more is your professional experience. Now, I'm not saying don't talk about your school experience if it's relevant or if it's really profound. But I advise that your examples are very recent to the date. So for example, if you're applying for this year's application, try and also have examples from last year or at least this year, even better, because it shows that you're constantly being a leader and you're not a one-time leader. Also try to give progression. Now, please do not fall under the challenge of putting up 5 to 6 examples. I don't think that's going to work. Have 3 examples that follow a journey. Show how you're learning, you're doing something new, and you're progressing. And also, which is also very important, in your final paragraph, show how you're going to be a leader through Chevening. So what are you going to do in Chevening to continue this pathway? What are you going to do during your Chevening year to build yourself as a leader? How will Chevening help you to become a leader? Most people just end it with, oh yeah, so and that's why I'm a leader and that. Show how you don't want to stop being a leader. Through Chevening, you want to continue to be a leader. That is very, very important. Also, stay clear of defining leadership. I think they've seen that a lot. They've seen quotes, they've seen definitions. What is more moving to them is your examples. Also, avoid using big words and oh yeah, all the English. They read a lot of papers. Nobody wants to try and understand the words you're trying to say. Speak simple English. And if you need to use grammar websites to check out your English, please use them to edit your words and your language and your style. Have people to read your essays as well. Your leadership essay is the first essay they're going to read. So this is where you need to set the pace. Please use percentages for your results. Use numbers. Don't just say I reach a lot of people. Be specific about the numbers. Be specific about the percentage. Be specific about the number of people in your team. Be specific about the number and names of the partners or sponsors. Be specific about the name of your organization or the name of your work organization or the name of your boss. That's how they can really gauge that whatever it is you're saying is very, very real. So these are kind of things that are going to influence your scores. You don't give less than 3 examples. The more examples, but not the more examples. At least don't give 1. If you give 1, that's it. Don't spend your entire 500 words on 1 example. I advise that you use the 500 words for 3 examples and break them down as I've shown. Leadership, networking, leadership influencing, and let them relate to your career plan, your course choice, or what you're trying to do. Find a way to relate them, even if it's in a different field. Find a way to relate the reflection to the new part where you're trying to go, of how they showed you, oh, there's a problem, so I need to go and study something to help me solve this problem. Just what I'm saying, guys. Also, another very important point that I must add is the need for you to use I. Guys, avoid using examples that talk only about you working with people and doesn't really talk about the work that you did. It's very important in this essay that you focus on I. So I'm the one that brought people together. I'm the one that brought about the idea. I'm the one that solved the problem. As part of this team, I'm the one that led the team to this place. So avoid saying, oh, as a team we did this, as a team we came together, me and my team we brainstormed. The leadership is about I. That is very important. So avoid using we. One way that a lot of applicants drop down is that they use a lot of I. So mostly use we. That is very mostly it is a lot of we. The applicants use a lot of we, so use a lot of I. That's very important for you as well. This video is to equip you, and for the fact that you're watching this video, it means that you are intentional. Not everybody that's going to apply is going to watch a video like this. So put all of this together, and I'm really rooting for you. I'm going to have more videos about the essays, possibly. Obviously, you just continue watching my channel. You see more videos specifically about Chevening, and if maybe you want to rewrite an essay you already have, you're going to see videos on that as well. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Also share my channel to other Chevening scholars on your Chevening groups. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and if you want me to help you directly to talk about your essays or your experiences for Chevening on other general scholarships, depending on to review your essays, check out the description box below to see how you can reach out to me on that. My name is AFM Stories. Thank you for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video and celebrating obviously your win of the Chevening scholarship or any other scholarship depending. Alright guys, bye.